This is the Seton Hall story, one that comes to life every day on our campus. This is the place where great minds discover, innovate, collaborate, and find their true calling. This is the place where passion has a purpose, where learning inspires leading. The bonds we make, the values we teach, inspire our community to take heart and take action. This is Seton Hall University. This is what great minds can do.
Welcome back, everybody, to EGFC. My name is Keelan Miles, joined now on the mic by Ubel, as we are getting ready to go into our third match of the night. We got Seton Hall University taking on UT Arlington, a newcomer to the EGFC.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm excited to see what the new kids can do on the block compared to a strong college in the region of Tri-State. Seton Hall's right smack dab in the middle of Newark, so you get those New York and New Jersey vibes for players to practice in, as well as against each other. So this will be a really test of strength if UT Arlington is able to come out here and take some names.
Yeah, I know for a fact that Seton Hall has been kind of struggling. I think it might just be the online format. The crew format is different than really anywhere else. So they're still adapting to it, and we'll see how they continue to adapt as we get into what sounds like our first match. Might just be a hand warmer, but either... Oh, no, sounds like we're going into it.
Exciting. Getting right started with Incineroar Falcon, a couple blazing boys, starting right off the bat with some killers. When it comes to scrapping, Incineroar has some of the best buttons in the game to do so. Very good all around up close. It's getting up close to his problem. And hey, if Blobman 35 is going to give him those opportunities, then Curry will take him to run. You're seeing the start here. Up smash out of shield, taking the stock immediately. An 18% lead is a great way to start off a match.
Oh, and feeding the bear right there now, or Curry rather, is all charged up. They're just going to use that to get some percent though and set up a juggle situation, because I feel like that's one of the best way that Incineroar can gain percent, keeping these characters above you, or you can keep them below you like that.
Bro, this is Incineroar, right? If you don't respect Incineroar and just try and hold forward and overwhelm him, if you're not on point, these frame-free combo starters are gonna come out. If you play a little bit scared, then that massive Alolan Whip will do a ton of damage, and you can't sleep on Incineroar near either frame 5. Man, it's just overwhelming. Curry is putting out all of these buttons and is just so willing to scrap. It's honestly, it's the way you play a wrestler, and there he goes.
Yeah, you'd think Captain Falcon would be able to stack up to it, but no siree. Anytime you try and go for one of his signature combos, you just walk right into a smash attack or a revenge. That time it's the smash attack revenge for that little hit you gave him, as Curry, in their first stock of EGF, gets a 3 stock.
That's just a statement. It's a statement and a half. Like, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, let's shake it off and go right into game 2. And it really goes to show that like there's a little bit of matchup inexperience coming out from Blobman 35, right? Because a lot of times Falcon is really known for these up air combos and these long extensions. But if you're not hitting your double jumps at right timings, or you're not finding true extensions off of resets, then what you end up missing is that true combo window, and it only becomes a string instead, as we get a nice look at the revenge into fair. Just a really sweet follow-up.
Yeah, that was very good. And one thing I'm also noticing that I just want to shout out, we don't know even the roster that UT Arlington is bringing to the table yet. I do notice they're rocking the tag of one player I know very well, Army Ollie, a very high-ranked player in Texas, specifically. A very terrifying Olimar player. So, if they're on Army Ollie's Switch, it stands to reason that Army Ollie is either coaching or on this team, and that is terrifying, because that's a player of a caliber we don't have many of in the EGFC. I will just say that.
Yeah, it's the type of player that you just get to see, oh, hey, they're just around in these full-on, like, crazy tournaments. and are willing to grind the game outside of these collegiate events, like Army having wins on players like Shattuck, if the Corin, as well as AOS, the Zero Suit Samus, and those are just notable wins, period. So having that type of player, not only as a in the back end from a crew format, but also as a coach and just encouraging you overall, it gives a lot of confidence for a team that needs to start off strong. And start off strong they did. 3-0 start, and with how Curry is so willing just to get into a Blobman's face, and how Blobman is just kind of letting him do that, they're only going to keep on rising. I love that little mix-up, though, going for the side B, but then drift back to ledge. Blobman is not going to take this with lying down.
At this point, Blobman is starting to get a little more respect. That's what you said. Give a little more respect to this Incineroar. Otherwise, you're going to get bodied. And even though they're at a slight deficit, oh no, that's unfortunate. They were just starting to get some momentum, and now they're off the side. But down smash sets up a ledge trap situation if you can keep him here.
Oh, but the up smash the wrong way. He read the counter, but didn't follow through with the punish. And oh no, oh no. Not like this. I mean, that's only up smash 1, so it's not too strong, and the grab gets it away, period.
Oh, are you just dead?
Fine. He's fine.
Oh.
He didn't get the strong hit, the RDI in, got him away from the drag down of the cross shot, but holy moly, the fact that you're going for that right off the jump, sure.
As you get the, well, it's not quite stomp knee, but it works out just fine. As you're able to get the throw up now. Ooh, yeah, just okay. Off the top every single time. That up smash took like 4 out of 6 stocks.
It's surprisingly potent, not only as a move out of shield starting pretty quickly, but also the fact that it has that true anti-air hitbox arcing forward as you get a nice little replay looking here. As you were mentioning at the beginning of game 1, there was just so much value that Curry got off of these juggle situations, like repeatedly finding ways to boost a Blobman into the air, whether it be with up air, whether it be with throws, or even the Alolan Whip, the missed timing, or the not true timing, I guess, the one where it's flinged upward instead of the true strong hit. All of that coming together to keep Blobman in such a terrible situation. See, like that right there. He's forced to try and land, goes for the side B, and look at this arc starting all, the pen is red, but you know, starting all the way, covering all of this. So, so even the front of the, thank you production for those lovely tidbits. Even the back hit, thanks to Falcon being so tall, it's gonna hit him right in his noggin. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, that honestly is just brutal right there. I can't think of a stronger statement to make coming right out the gate. I mean, again, Seton Hall, they are a threat, but they are not the strongest in the league for sure. But still, to come in here, and I think Blobman is one of the stronger players. Let me double check on that. I thought Blobman might have been the captain. I'm not actually sure. But either way, that's such a way to open up. 7 points on the board. You almost got the perfect, I think they would have gotten the 6 stock too if they didn't go for that up B read.
It was a calculated risk, unfortunately not going in the favor, but everything else did, so it's fine. But wow, what an opener. Like, Incineroar is just one of those characters that I feel like can set the mood of a set, of a game, of a bracket even, so effectively if you let the Incineroar player do what they want to do. That's why everybody keeps saying Incineroar with a speed buff is easily a high tier, but he is so slow, so Blobman not choosing to try and space him out and run away, as well as falling behind early, both games, really dug his grave within the first minute.
Yeah, and what a minute it was, as now you can tell they're definitely scrambling to get a counter pick in. I mean, UT Arlington, I'm excited to see, generally, like, what else do they have up their sleeve? An Incineroar to start out, and now you're on to a Pokemon trainer? This is looking like a pretty terrifying roster, as you've grabbed Bowser already, and there's the up tilt strings. Okay, UT Arlington did not come to play, but that is a pretty over-aggressive commitment, but they're still able to escape scot-free.
I like it. So Bowser the Bowser is going to be at a little bit of a deficit until that switch comes in. You can still play your game a little bit better against Ivysaur because Ivysaur wants to space you out. And Bowser is a surprisingly good zone breaker. You just have to be careful now. At 133, Davy's still not taking a hit. And these down airs out of hit stun or just using as a landing tool, I mean, Davy's respecting them, and that's exactly what you need to do because all of these punishes 165 surviving only because of Bowser's incredible weight and missing the punish.
Ooh. Yeah, good turnaround. Ooh, but that up smash gonna finish them off right there. Bowser has gotten maybe one good neutral interaction in their favor, and now look at this. They're just gonna get looped, grabbed, and just upbeat again. 61% off that little string, and now on to Ivysaur to try and stack up some more.
True combo, and on a heavyweight like Bowser, yeah, you can get 2 reps with that Whirlpool setup. Alright, this is quintessential Pokemon trainer, right? This is how you draw it up through and through. Ivysaur comes out and does a whole bunch of the mid percent, slowing the game down, even finding stocks with those up airs off of the Razor Leaf confirmed. Squirtle's able to build up low percent combos like it's nothing, and when push comes to shove, Charizard is out here taking out stocks, but Davy won't even need that Charizard with 48 on this Ivysaur. Oh, well, now 75, but you're still in complete control, and that's the key thing about here. Pokemon Trainer loves to set the pace, loves to hold this tempo and switch up depending on their own skill set because you have those 3 Pokemon to rely on.
Yeah, as... Oof. Look at how high they're flying. They're not able to touch the ground. As at this point, the up B is going to be the finisher right there. Maybe going to escape. I mean, you know Davy is playing for the stock count if they can. And as Charizard, that grab not going to find any perch. Then the forward tilt. Yeah, that meaty flame hitbox going straight into the center of Bowser, sending them up high. As already, this is looking bad, Ubel. This is looking really bad for Seton Hall.
Not looking good, that's for sure. And it's stuff where it looks like, as we see in this replay, as I'm gonna pause this a little bit and bring it back a couple frames, like a lot of frames. Bowser right here, he wants to approach in, and he wants to hit this 2-frame. Which he wants to like try and hit ledge, get this stock over the forward tilt, or in this case a down tilt. And hey, that's not a bad idea. The problem, and maybe this is a little bit of the scenario that we're playing in, or the fact that Bowser just feels like he's playing on the back foot, he's too late. He's in fact like incredibly too late. So this roll on that Davy did was just was already scouted to the fact that Bowser wanted to go in headlong and was getting greedy. And once you know that the player's getting greedy, it's easy to punish an overextension. And everything with Charizard will kill at 141. Oof.
Yep, literally everything. This character, I mean, forward tilt in particular, I mean, it's just so brutal.
So good.
Especially pivot cancel forward tilt. Oh my gosh, it's such a good burst tool. I know that's not what that was, but I'm thinking about this one clip and it scares me. Charizard in general scares me. And especially just seeing heavies demolished. Yeah.
I mean, you're exactly right. Like, you saw what is so good about Pokemon Trainer from all facets. When Ivysaur was out, it was stage control to a T, using Razor Leaf to cover so much space, and Bowser doesn't have the best time dodging moves. He'd rather just take them or take them in the chin with tough guy or block them if you can, using things like up B out of shield or something, some sort of reversal like a nair to play around those kind of tools. But Ivysaur controlled the center stage so well that he couldn't land. But he couldn't really play well against Squirtle because Squirtle would grab him and take 60. And the Charizard like foray, it's hard to go toe to toe when you're already down a stock and already down so far.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know if Owzer has a character in his back pocket, some sort of counter pick that could be available?
It's in the name. It's in the name. I mean, Owzer, I will say, an incredibly improved player. When we first saw Owzer, I regret to say they were not the best, but they have steadily improved since we first saw them, and they look like an actual Bowser player now. But there is only so much time that can be made up. Sometimes you just run into a different beast, a beast who is going to 3-stock you, and even though you get some neutral openings, it's still going to hurt. I am hoping Owzer can at least put on a good show, maybe take a couple stocks, but there is a certain amount of time put into this that is evident from UT Arlington's play.
Yeah, it seems actually very practiced. I wonder if this is their just standard lineup, if they've planned that out as well, just how they want to progress through their entire team, whether it be shaking up gameplay or just going with the moment and how they feel is having a hot day. Either way, it's been tip-top shape. You can't complain about the gameplay you're seeing from one side of the screen, and if there's anything I can say to Seton Hall and to Owzer, sometimes you gotta rely on the tools that are the most broken, and with Bowser, he's got a frame 6 command grab. It's okay to spam it, because it's one of the best things to get in another player's head. When you have one overpowering option, suddenly the rest of the toolkit can blossom just by knowing your opponent is scared of just one thing.
Yep. If they're constantly going for preemptive spot dodges, rolls, anything to get out of that, you can easily catch that with an up close and personal flame breath, for example, or just maybe a landing nair, landing up air, anything like that, and just reap the benefits. Let the rewards come rolling in.
Absolutely. I mean, you just couldn't have said it better. Just especially with you touching on flame breath. That was crazy.
Oh yeah. You read a roll with that, you're getting, like, people are like, oh, you don't get 50 anymore, but we're in a college league, like, there are like 5 people STIing, you're getting 50 off of it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. We got a little bit of shenanigans going back on the back end here, players discussing about LAN adapters and setup.
Oh, okay. We are listening to our producer explain what happened. Alright, so just to give you a little bit of an update, there was a little bit of a mishap with whether a player from UT Arlington was on LAN or not. It was Xavi. So we're just going to, and they offered to DQ, and so Owzer accepted that offer. So we're just going to be moving on through the matchup as if Owzer had won with 2 stocks each. So that is a little bit of a point differential in Seton Hall's favor. And now they get to switch up the matchup a little bit. Owzer has a VOD to study, and all of them are going to see how they're going to be doing in the latter half of this crew battle.
Yeah, we'll get to see if this is a spark of something crazy, because this could be, it could be something where Seton Hall gets that goose egg off the screen. Like, we don't have to worry about getting shut out. We don't have to worry about not losing a match. Now we can play this like a normal competitive set without having to, by just brushing off where those previous 2 sets were entirely. Who cares how we got it? We take those here. Time to move on to set 3 and make the most of this now 4-point deficit.
Yeah, as it's going to be a player named Smoke coming up next. Okay. Going up against Trey. I think Trey might be another Bowser player. If I remember correctly, Seton Hall many Bowser players, but I think they started to diversify. Trey is actually Fox, Falco, and Rosalina.
Okay. Interesting lineup. Space only gang.
Yeah. If they're from this planet, get out of here. That's all I'm saying. Like,
maybe they're not from this planet. We have our first alien sighting.
Trey. Come on.
Who knows?
So that is the tag an alien would pick. Hold on. Wait a minute. Might be onto something noble. But we'll get to see if their gameplay is out of this world, as we're going to get to see them go up against Smoke. Again, this is UT Arlington's first time in the EGF. Genuinely no idea who they are going to send in, but I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, it's all three of the teams, all 5 of these players. 2 of them have impressed despite the mishap with the LAN adapter in the previous set. Davey looked nice. Curry looked crazy. Hopefully Smoke lives up to these expectations as well. Like, you can't be mad at the gameplay thus far. Just have to make sure your entire team is in sync when coming up to the day and getting ready to play.
Yeah, that's really the name of the game. And I know, again, not many games, not many schools run the EGF format, so they might just be, getting adjusted to it. So to all our audience members out there, I thank you all for your patience as we get through this together. But regardless, we're going to see. I mean, okay. Yeah, it looks like we're just going to go PS2. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be mad at it, right? It's the default starter for most people, I would say. Just most players of this game really like the bi-plat format and are comfortable on Pokemon Stadium 2. Oftentimes, actually, Small Battlefield could end up being put as a counter pick because it's another bi-plat. Stageless arguments aside, if there's many a list to discuss, PS2 is often what just most players are comfortable at.
Yeah. And that comfort level, it just lets you focus. Like, it's where a lot of people lab their combos. They're very familiar with the platform distance apart. And honestly, I like the sort of open center stage because you have some defensive options to escape combos with the platforms, but they're not always doing that. As we're just, if you hear that, we're just doing a little bit of a button check. We will be getting into the game very shortly, within the next 40 seconds or so.
Ooh. I was trying to get them to see if we had could get a sense of what characters are coming, but word from production is it's going to be Falco, presumably from Trey, as you mentioned, the Space Warrior, Fox, Falco, and Rosalina, opting for the Falco, who as a character, Falco stocks have been rising like crazy thanks to players like Tilde going absolutely insane. On the flip side, though, Pikachu, his stocks are all over the place, and it's honestly because you don't see many Pikachus, despite how many players rate the character so highly. You just kind of don't see him around.
Yeah. I mean, at least with the prevalence of Shiny Mark as of late, we're getting another Pikachu coming into the scene, with Shiny Mark just being an amazing player, winning tournaments with not even Pikachu, just everything. Yeah, I'm excited to see how this new online era, I mean, last time we had an online era, Pikachu won a major right afterwards, so we'll just see. But
Pikachu
either way,
won an online major, he won an offline major. I mean, 2 different players. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, the real test for me is how this Pikachu holds up. Like, what are you hitting? Like, are you at the very least getting back airs to send Falco into disadvantage off stage? Are you like I'm not expecting up air bridges, but I'm hoping to see at least the edge guards, because when you're just playing Pikachu as a completely neutral based character, the neutral is good, but you want to see that punish. That's what makes the character so broken.
Yeah, Pikachu gains a lot more off of their edge guarding flowchart, and neutral ends up revolving around back air and Thunder Jolt. But that time it's the forward air as a potential starter, not finding the extension though, as Smoke, in my opinion, is playing this extremely right. You know that Falco is a fast follower and with an extremely high jump, so you're playing around that burst range really well until you got that grab. But see what Trey can do with it, trying to catch a landing, but missed the grab, allowing for Smoke to get something started.
And now, trying to recover right here, riding right up against the Pokemon Stadium 2 side. They're able to get back to stage, but they can't really find an opening. They're not really overshooting their aerials that much. They're just landing where Smoke was, and so every time they just get a dash back forward air, dash back grab, and Smoke is, well, it's like trying to hit Smoke.
Yeah, I mean, a very apt comparison is a double spot dodge into the run-out dash attack. Smoke, whether that was a reaction or he's just baiting out something like a neutral tech, that dash attack is going to clean it up on the mistech from Trey. Smoke off to just a good start, but a different kind of start from the previous 2 sets. It wasn't a dominating opening with combos to 60, 70, or 80. It's just been neutral win, 30 or 40. Neutral win, 30 or 40. Damage racking up slowly and steadily, and controlling stage with these Thunder Jolts. They've been out and about and aplenty from the very jump.
I love that little extension right there. And even though you get hit by the side B falling down from that back air, you still appreciate that little bit of disadvantage. It puts the fear of Smoke into Trey. Yeah, I mean, every time you get hit, it's a possible GIMP attempt, and you know that. That's why they're playing around these platforms, using Falco's ridiculously high jump to at least get out of Pikachu's burst range for a second.
Smoke is doing extremely well in these center stage matchups, because all that Smoke is doing, as soon as both players are on the platforms or around the Pokeball, Smoke is looking for full hop forward air, period. That's what he wants. But the mix-up always becomes when he lands on the platform and what he does after it, because he finds the starter and he maneuvers around, or he has his neutral goal, and he maneuvers around how Trey plays around that, which is a really neat rock, paper, scissors that Trey has yet to find a true answer for.
Ooh, that's a nice parry. Trey had been getting a lot of little taps in neutral, but they were finally able to get a clean hit there. Now, using these T-Jolts to control the ground. Down smash gonna be punished with the up tilt, but way out of the up tilt back air range.
I just like to point out the fact that Pikachu was too small to be hit by Falco up smash. That feels bad, man.
Happens to the best of us.
You know what? Sometimes you just gotta live and roll with it, as Trey is still hunting for these really low back airs, and Smoke opting to block and opting to play around that pretty well. Looking for the back air? No, he plays around it, and the roll timing, the spacing was right, but he released it too early, and Trey gets away with a roll onto stage, and we're back as he falls out of forward air. Oh, Trey, a second and third lease on life now, still surviving and still hunting for what Falco wants best, a very nice back air.
And, well, Pikachu is hunting for what Pikachu wants best. You could get a Thunder Jolt smash attack, you could get a raw up smash, you could get a drag down smash, you could get literally anything at this point. But oh, what you don't want to get is an SD off stage. I feel like, I mean, again, when a situation goes on that long, it's inevitable. There's the drag down smash. But that was, I feel like Smoke smacking themselves a little bit, or like, okay, I fumbled that a little.
Yeah, it's something he can shake off for sure, though, as Smoke is holding it together pretty well, spacing super well with these nairs, kind of using the classic Pikachu traps, as you were mentioning, not just with these edge guarding flow charts, which we haven't seen a ton, but it's the on-stage stuff, the rising Thunder Jolt. Do you know how to challenge that? Are you ready for how little FAF Pikachu has in total? Trey's starting to get something together at these low percents, realizing how good Falco's anti-air game is with these up tilts, prepping them even when landing on shield. It's damage, but it's taking stocks that Trey showed to have a problem with, and hitting Pikachu when it matters is already insanely difficult, as these up smashes are errant at best sometimes.
Yeah, it is. That's a nice ledge trump back air. It's not going to kill yet, but it's going to put the fear in as they're forced to recover low. Not in position to cover, but you still get the down smash, and that's finally going to send you straight off the side. Smoke, after a little bit of a scramble on that second stock, pulled it together to finish off that battle, and they are going to add some more points to UT Arlington's total.
Very, very true. I want to point this out as well. We're going to back it up a few frames. Sorry, production, to take over. This right here, this full hop forward air, he starts from about here. Oh, gotta change the color again. Starts from about here. And full hops and forward airs. He had done this 90% of the game. But you know why this is so hard to challenge if you're not ready for it, if you're not mentally prepared for the Pikachu matchup? Because Trey wants to try and come down and intercept with an aerial, perhaps, or he's trying to cut him off about here, right? But you would see what happens when he's full hop forward airs, so we advance it frame by frame. We'll go 10 frames. Is that he maneuvers? Okay, he was trying to catch the raw landing. And Smoke was already buffering this neutral air. Already knowing that Trey wanted to catch his landing and to come down weaving and to come down safely with a button. So he weaved straight into Trey with his drag down aerial already prepped. And Trey was not ready to intercept a frame, I believe it's a frame 3 nair, and got hit with a true combo.
Yep.
This is just what Pikachu is able to do is so prominently, as we'll let it play out. Converting safe pressure into kill confirms so fluidly because he is aware of, because Smoke is aware of what makes Pikachu so good. It's honestly sometimes just quantity. Do the good stuff enough, and Trey will find, you will find your hits on Trey.
That's a very apt way to put it. Like, again, as you had kind of brought up, unfortunate, but you just sort of it's a more eloquent way of what I've always said, that Pikachu has so many options that you cannot possibly protect yourself. There is no position that is truly safe if the Pikachu picks the right option. And while they're applying pressure, how are you going to be completely safe? You know?
For Trey, Falco actually can start off with some pretty good stuff based on his own kit. We saw him doing it a little bit more in that game 1. Up tilt is a phenomenal anti-air. A little bit disjointed, big enough to cover a wide arc. So if Smoke wants to spend a lot of time with these full hops, some run under up tilts are a great way to find a starter. Even if you don't get much off of it, you're preventing Smoke from just doing what he wants. Thing number 2, you need to have a plan for Thunder Jolt. Thunder Jolt is an incredibly aggressive projectile if you let the Pikachu player throw it out ad nauseum. And Falco has a frame 1 reflect option. We didn't see it once that entire game.
Yeah, and well, a chance to maybe bring things back as we're finally getting into the game. It's going to be on Lilat. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. But taking Pikachu to Lilat might not be the best idea. Why would Falco go here?
So Falco wants to go here as a Smashville substitute. I'm not sure if Smashville was banned, but he wants to go here to try and shark under these platforms, and the platforms are low enough to where Falco can hit them from a standstill. And normally taking Pikachu into slants isn't the greatest idea, but if Smoke wants to play the center stage game, then that's always to Trey's advantage on a stage like Lilat, where you can utilize this platform more effectively. Already we're seeing the benefits of that, Smoke having to go for a lot more short hops to maintain that same type of pressure, but Trey's not capitalizing on it. And that's going to be the name of the game in any game. If you're able to find a strong game plan but not execute it, then what's the point?
I love that wait right there. Just taking a moment to be like, okay, what option are you going to be choosing? Is it one I can punish? No? Well, now I know what it is for the next time. Using that data gathering, even this far into the set, that's so important.
Very, very true. Getting to ledge here. Smoke just not taking much damage at all. There's a back air coming off the platform, but he falls out of up tilt. Those are the starters that you really need as Falco. Sometimes neutral can be a little bit troublesome. Ooh.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt. You run up and shield, and then you're like, well, nothing happened. Time to end. Yeah, and you're dead. Instant smack by the tail. As now the tail hits come again. Here come the back air trains, and you know Smoke's not dropping this one. They're not going to go for the full extension, but why would you? You still had Falco off stage, didn't fully cover the option, but you still are keeping him away from center. That's the goal.
Very, very true, right? He's playing it solid. Oh, that Falco Phantasm. I wonder if he was going for perhaps a landing on the platform to perhaps cancel it, but the platform kind of messing him up a little bit. And you get away with it. Oh, he had the roll in scouted, but was a little bit too late on his dash back to space it correctly. That's so unfortunate for Smoke, who's already playing this insanely well and not even using a lot of quick attacks on stage. We saw one there, but he hasn't needed to do that because Trey is so willing to avoid rather than play to Falco's strengths, which is that combo game. He's trying to just hard outplay Smoke sometimes, which is nice and all. I love the spirit of that. But if you're not playing to your character's strengths and you're not playing this whirlwind of an advantage state, then Pikachu is going to whittle you down real hard. Oof.
Yeah, and the ledge trump backer doesn't connect, but when you get ledge trumped and it's clear that they were trying to kill you, it becomes a scramble situation. And I think Pikachu just has better buttons when you're in those scary, scary situations. As Smoke had the high recovery scouted out, wasn't quite there to punish at that time.
He got 2 back airs off of that, and he read the jump. That's a no jump on Trey, but he misses the up air, but still is able to confirm after it. Okay, Smoke's starting to uncork a little bit. Love the change in play here. He smells blood in the water. He knows how to play against Trey, and he's kind of cashing in on a lot of that early game conditioning. You think he's going to play slow, then he turns on the jets.
Yeah, and 0 to 100, that's the way to do it. But that down smash, that's not 100 quite yet, as you're going to be taken back to 0, and you're going to hold center stage. It's not like you're at a deficit here. But, I mean, when Smoke is playing this as clean as you are, and just really just not hitting Trey as much, I mean, there's not a lot you can criticize them for. Trey is scrambling a little bit. You got a little bit of momentum for that forward smash, but quickly taken away as the ground is by the Thunder Jolts.
Yeah, so many recovery routes. He has to go this way. Love the patience there from Trey. Just holding shield. He knows that Pikachu would potentially grab you, but grab shouldn't kill. Let Smoke swing. You gonna grab?
Oof. That is a beautiful tech on that platform to avoid any real follow-up right there. Smoke might have been able to hard read it, but come on. Why would you think that?
Yeah, fair enough, right? 144 now. Now you're in real danger of up throw killing, especially since Falco's not the heaviest. So up throw with a little bit of rage, and this one should do it.
Yeah, right off the top, smacking it against the screen. Pika Pika, as Smoke is going to be your champion right here and now. Now, I feel like Trey was starting to get a little bit more comfortable towards the end there, but it just wasn't enough. Like when you fixed it.
I'm zooming forward here. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, when you fix like little mistakes that far in, oh my god.
Look at Pikachu pancake wall.
I always
right here, right? Go ahead. No, finish your thought. Finish your thought.
The thought's gone. You flattened my brain. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Also, Ubel, yeah, I've casted with you twice, and I've only seen a good Pikachu twice, and it's been both times I've casted with you. Are you like carrying around cheese or something? Like,
look, man, I know the Pikachu players, and I know how to bring them out because this. Well, A, this is shenanigans, but B, and I want to see Trey, stop holding shield, please. Okay, they're both holding shield. Great. But in spots like these, I want to point out, like, because this is basically neutral. And in fact, Trey is in advantage here. He's running up and shielding, trying to do something that Falco and what Fox and what Wolf does pretty staple. It's an up smash out of shield. Falco's up smash does not hit Pikachu on a standing, especially on a slant like this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know that your opponent is going to be low profiling much of what you do, much of these rising aerials that Falco's so threatened by, what Falco has in exchange for that, what Falco has to do in exchange for that, is use his low ground combo starters, stay on the floor, and try and find ways to pop Pikachu up. And one of the best things they gave Falco most recently, down tilt. Down tilt does that immaculately, especially in a spot like this where you can poke from a safe distance. Like down tilt will start hitting Pikachu where he is from about like here. So if you play your cards right, you can play a very slow, methodical game, reflecting a lot of Thunder Jolts, and down tilting whenever Pikachu wants to land with an aerial, spacing it correctly. While this is not a foolproof strategy, it is at least the start of one that Trey didn't seem willing to adapt to. And that's what really hurt him as the game went on. He had many opportunities, and his resetting neutral was actually pretty good. But he wasn't playing neutral against Pikachu, he was trying to play neutral as Falco does it, which can't work in every matchup.
Very insightful right there, and hopefully now that Trey knows that, I mean, I can see Trey in the chat very positive about that. Feels like they learned a lot, so hopefully Trey is able to take all of that feedback and convert it into some better Pikachu matchup knowledge and better just awareness of the matchup you're playing overall. As the button check is underway for the next game, we got G-Man coming in next, who I believe is a Bowser player. However, it has also been a full holiday break, and college players are finicky, so we'll see if that still holds up.
Yes, Bowser is the only... Alright, we're getting word from production as thank you for that information. We got another Falco and Ness will be coming up, as it seems like they are getting started right away. So more of the bird, we get to see a different flavor of bird per chance. Meanwhile, G-Man, so this will be, yeah, G-Man is the Falco and Beastly is the Ness, and doing what Ness does right off the bat. Hey, there's that down tilt. Out of hit stun magnet. Oh, out of hit stun double jump this time. But if you're Ness, if you're playing against Ness, you have to be aware this character likes to hit buttons.
Yep. And there's some nice buttons too, following Falco all the way up with those up airs. Now keeping them at ledge, you're looking for, well, the grab, the forward smash. I'm not sure what that was, but the arms were flailing and that little kid was not getting hit. Ooh, that was nice coverage of the high one.
Yeah, super clean angle, but luckily it was down smash. Yeah, I think even if that was up smash, it would have not only connected, but taken the stock. Either way, Beastly looking very strong, and you gotta get up attack that. He gets away with murder, though. And G-Man trying to cover that F tilt. Okay, hello, coverage. Beastly, you know how to play the character. Get on the ground, throw out one of Ness's surprisingly large hitboxes, and see where it gets you. Ness trades, holy moly.
Yeah. All right, well, Beastly's slurping on the lasers, slurping on these stocks, and right now they're slipping and sliding all over PS2 as G-Man is trying to reset something with the neutral, but it's really tough when you can't even get close enough to get any sort of punish. Oh my word. And that PK Fire punish as well. G-Man now tries to go to the platform, but doesn't quite get the cancel that you would have wanted, so you're stuck up there eating aerial after aerial. Finally, you get down, you get hit by the Nair, and there's the Nair running off. That was quick.
So you would think, spoiler alert, everybody, I'm in Jersey, I'm based out of Jersey, and you would think, since I watch a lot of Syrup, and Syrup's real good, you would think I'd get used to Ness stuff. I never do. I never do. As we get a nice glimpse at... Ness just comes at you like a COVID test, and you never quite get used to it, especially when you're able to pivot into so many different punishes. DI is extremely hard against this character. Challenging him in midair is extremely hard. and playing him at a mid-range is surprisingly difficult because of PK Fire and all of its itsness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I saw that down tilt, I'm like, okay, how many are they getting? And I thought, okay, 1 PK Fire, then you're gonna forward smash maybe? But no, they're just pushing them across. I forgot Ness likes to take you on a little trip.
Ness carries you all across from one stage to the other using that PSI magnet. There's setups on PK Fire, and unfortunately, fast followers are really good at low percent, but at those mid to high percents, fast followers don't go very far, which leads to all of Ness's kill potential unlocking and being as potent as it is. Battlefield, though, how do you feel about this pick?
I'm not really sure. I feel like Falco likes to be able to have as much room to jump vertically as possible. However, a lot of setups on this platform, I don't know if there's any platform that is going to benefit you over Ness, if I'm going to be real. However, at the moment, I feel like G-Man is doing a great job in the grounded neutral. When he sees Ness jump, he already has a short hop out, but for the most part, he's playing around these little tilts.
Gotta be careful with these Falco Phantasms straight to center. And while I agree that Ness has a absolutely menace of a juggle game, Falco can find a lot more vertical kills with this top platform and how potent it is for extensions. However, Beastly has been playing around that pretty well, all things considered. Playing around side platforms and wanting to, well, that's unfortunate. But when you play around side platforms, you avoid a lot of the high rolly kind of starters from Falco. At least that's Beastly's plan, to avoid those as much as possible. Force him to nair or force him to forward air and push you off stage, where Ness is a lot more flexible when he's real close to ledge like that.
That he is, my friend, that he is. As, take a look at that strong back air right there to come straight in and hammer you. Is now trying to PK Fire right on back to stage. But these little pokes and prods don't seem to bother G-Man all that much. But this back there will. Oh! Yeah, you just want to be out of there.
Yeah, Ness back throw has been doing it for about 2 decades now. It's hard to make it stop. Okay, I like the attempt there. Forward smash does hit ledge, though only the sour spot, and that up smash out of shield still scouting still scooping the drift back from Beastly.
Ooh.
Uh-oh, this could be a dead bird.
Complete interruption right there. The wings are clipped as, oh no, you're in the stage, taking so much. You get the full jab right there. As that down tilt did so much. Is that dash attack? Yeah. Just gonna push you straight into center and then out of here. As a clean JV3 from Beastly is gonna put yet more points on the board. And is that it? Did UT Arlington just cook them like that?
No, I think that was only round 4. Was that round 5?
Man.
Wait.
No, it was not. We still have one more. Yeah, we still have one more. But, wow.
Yeah, that's a statement. I mean, this entire crew battle has been a statement, just showing that, yeah, every single player can be a menace and look so strong in all phases of the game, like advantage, disadvantage. Beastly had some real tight angles, some real interesting plays, like just being the type of Ness that you really have to see in the new age of these of this ultimate meta. And that's, for Ness at least, it's high punish, high reward, and a lot of potential punish starters. Ness presses a lot of buttons.
Yeah, I mean, Ness, he carries you across the stage. He might carry you a little bit, but in the end, that was just player difference. I mean, I feel like G-Man was doing a great job adapting towards the end to just little habits that they picked up on. But again, when one hit in neutral equals 80% for one person and 10% for the other, even if you're winning neutral the same amount of times, it doesn't matter. Like, one hit is just so much more powerful for the other person. And that's just the unfortunate truth of the matter. At the moment, definitely some studying to do. Again, these VODs, you've got to keep in mind, are the most valuable thing you can have. Watching yourself get beat down is the best way to make sure it never happens again.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head, right? Sometimes, in the moment, you might not be able to learn as much because honestly, you just get beat too quickly, which is a real thing. You don't learn if you don't play as much neutral or play as many interactions and situations. When you look back at the VODs, you can look back at them as many times as you want. Oh, is there gonna be a third Falco, by the way? Like, this is a lot of bird.
I thought it was all. Okay, so skipping the Falco, Army Ollie.
Right.
Is the player I shouted out right when we started out. One of the first players I ever actually commentated. And so I'm excited to see, because they were a menace then and they're going to be a menace now. Presumably the captain and anchor of this team coming in to clean up shop.
Yeah, I mean, Army feels like he needs no introduction. As mentioned, he's taken games off players from multiple different regions, going to different majors. AOS, I think it was Deathspade, the Bayonetta, was also on his resume. He's taken a lot of players and taken a lot of names all across the country. And here can be just another walk in the park. His Olimar is nothing to sleep on, and we love to see a character. We like to see a character that falls a little bit out of the meta, like Olimar, still be represented at a high level. You see it with Myron, you see it with DeBuzz occasionally, his whole tertiary 3-round character thing going on. And hey, every good thing comes in threes, so why can't Army be that third?
Yeah, I mean, rest in peace, Seton. But
Oh, right, duh. in the US.
Yeah. But
Seton
yeah.
plays Aegis now.
I haven't been keeping up with it. No, I told you this team was all Bowser's. But yeah, Noah, I do recall getting some nice flame breath, and now they're getting some flame on them. But that was brutal. That was back their shine right there. Like,
okay, I guess that's just a start. And hey, yeah, Olimar. So again, one of those characters that in a progression of the meta became more punish oriented. It became about managing his Pikmin in order to get the purple and red lineups, attach yellow on at these low percents, and find stocks as early as you can, as often as you can, with these double purple red lineups that Army has put together. That's, rest in peace to one of them, but still, it's all the stuff that Olimar likes to see. Rotate through those Pikmin as quick as possible, keep your opponent on their toes.
Optimal right here. Using this up B out of shield quite a lot. Going for the shield grab a little bit optimistic when you're not even really going to get that much out of it. I mean, honestly, I liked what Noah was doing at early percents, just going for up B constantly, because Army Alley hadn't really shown an answer to it quite yet.
But that blue Pikmin forward air isn't going to take it, and yet, okay, 2 for 2 with specifically blue Pikmin down air. Not one you usually see with blue, but hey, when it works.
Ooh. Nice little forward air right there. Going for that 2-frame, but at that point, Army Alley, they're not going to challenge the fist, as they just keep stacking on damage. Yellow or white is still on there. Get the back throw now. I get scared every time I see Army throw them off the side now, every single time.
Fortunately, Pikmin are numerous, hence the whole point. So you can throw them around and they'll find their way back. And Army just is getting away with so many roll throughs and rolls in general. He's able to create that space that Olimar loves to have by rolling around at the speed of sound. And it seems like we really got places to go here with this 3 stocks to 1 deficit. Can Noah close out that stock with a forward tilt? But he can with the down air, catching the jump from ledge as Noah holds on to at least some shred of hope.
Army LA pulling out 3 different Pikmin, following the rainbow as, well, they're... I like Noah's idea here to try and just keep them trapped on the platform for as long as you can. That up tilt covers the whole thing. However, when you get mixed like that, you think they're going straight to ledge, but no, I'm just gonna hover gently, peacefully right over you and then come down with a back air. Perfect stuff from Armiali right there.
And hopefully we get this final stock. We see the back throw, and right here, right in this spot, actually, a little before. 10 frames, please. Ooh. Right here, Noah is thinking a lot of things. And he's in advantage. And Noah is thinking a lot of things in this spot, right? He's thinking, okay, he could head the ledge, he could attack forward. There's two different directions of him, two different ways he can go with this DI. So, Flame Breath, in theory, covers this entire block. But when it comes to the fact that there is a little bit of an experience difference between these two players, Trey right now is afraid of the wrong things. He's thinking forward airs, he's thinking ledge play, he's worried about what Army is going to do in disadvantage, while Army is thinking, how can I kill him? And we're gonna half speed. And that's where the upbeat comes in, as well as excellent Pikmin management, knowing he still had a purple on deck. He's looking for that reversal. And that's what made that entire interaction so clutch, as well as this just instant. Yeah. Can't really play around that too much sometimes.
I didn't even see the forward air too. Covered instant jump and then covered down. Like, that was brutal. Like, you would have had to have an instant jump air dodge, I think, to even get through that. But, like, why would you expect that? With no prior knowledge of what this player goes for, it's not the first thing in your mind. I don't blame Noah. Noah picked the exact option I would have, and they got slammed for it anyways.
Blue Pikmin put in work. There was a lot of blue Pikmin sightings in that game. So we see the downer. I like these ideas, though. Like, I don't feel like Noah played poorly in any one particular way. It just felt like he was not as experienced in the Olimar matchup compared to Army's experience in the Bowser matchup. And to be quite honest, Bowser's a lot more of a common character, as we've seen two of them in just crew battle.
Yeah, and speaking on that experience, I did love what you said about how you're thinking about disadvantage. I'm thinking about how I'm going to kill you. Like, that is such a good way to get insight on how top players get these early stocks seemingly out of nowhere. They're always thinking, oh, I think I could kill him here. And then they're just dead.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to shift how you think just that little bit into not how to survive, but how to take advantage of any spot that you're in. As Army tried it again, but hey, shoutouts to Noah adapting with that fade back forward air, adapting with a couple of now really clutch forward airs, covering a lot of space that Armiali was really playing in game one. Woo. That mid range you can't always be in against Bowser, who's got these big buttons, a third forward air.
Ooh. Nice option coverage, and I like the idea, hoping for maybe they were going to DI out, but no. Either way, though, it's still more damage as you actually get the first stock on Armiali. Nice job, Noah.
All right, a complete transition of game plan. Noah was treating Army with a lot of respect. In this game, too, he's going in. He's going completely in, just holding forward, trying to cover space, and trying to cover it with hitboxes. And Olimar can't take a lot of punishment. So you're forcing Army into a lot more of a defensive game, with a lot more dashbacks. That up smash down shield certainly going to be a retaliation with a little bit of an overshoot. But hey, Noah, I love the shift in game plan.
Yeah, it's a beautiful one at that. Now layering on the Pikmin pressure, understanding again, you need to get some early kills or at least rack up the damage fast if you want to bring this back. Jab lock at ledge. You know you're just going to stack on even more damage right there. 74%, 85. It's getting ridiculous at this point as you can't even lay a claw on this little spaceman.
Yeah, we're seeing Noah trying to reset that same kind of pace. It's why you go to Smashville. You're trying to scrap more. You're trying, especially with characters like this, you're trying to force more interactions with a character that fiends off of every single one. Because Bowser, honestly, when he's getting hit sometimes, it can be just like he's farming rage. Also, these down airs, by the way, they're frequent, but they've been really working this game.
Yeah, it was an option they didn't really go for at all last game. And it's showing that Army Ali really wasn't ready for it. They're like, okay, they're not the down air kind of Bowser. And it's like, don't you try and know me. But now Army Ali has already taken the lead back, and this might just be a no tech. As the double fight. A reverse 3 stock right here from Army Ali. As they buckle the pants, pull up their bootstraps, and they're like, okay. It's time.
Wow, this whole stock. It started from a grab into up smash, misses the follow-up, but he had red Pikmin on deck to match the damage, and Ledge Trump, shoutouts to Ledge Trump in these past couple games, with Ledge Trump back airs from Pikachu, Ledge Trump dare that time from Army. All in all, that's been a extremely punishing option that has worked out very, very well for the University of Arlington, South Arlington. University of Arlington.
Yeah, that honestly beautiful. Beautiful.
There's so many close calls though. Like, look at this nair that almost landed. That nair could have comboed into back air. Like, here we're seeing it playing on the platform. Dangerous move. Army tries to whiff punish, misreads a roll. Noah waits, falls through the platform. This is all so good. And then the spot dodge on the nair. Just seeing 2 spot dodges come out. Noah mistimed the timing in between them. And man, that's... No, I mean it. Noah was playing so well. But Army just looks like that experience factor really helped him out. Because he didn't get flustered. He didn't get carried away trying to even up the game too quickly. And he played his game through and through, knowing that a hyper offensive game plan would leave openings from Noah.
I 100% agree. And there is the kind of factor you have to consider. I loved what you said about how game 1, Noah not giving way too much respect to Army Ali. Game 2, Noah opens it by not respecting it at all, being like, yeah, these are standard options. These are normal Bowser options. Do something about it. And they got 2 amazing stocks off of those down airs. But then I feel like when they were getting into the kind of clutch situation, the last hit, they're like, you just need to hit them one more time. You accidentally start respecting everything way too much. And obviously, it's not like Army Ali didn't play amazing, but they also had a ton of room to work with, as I think Noah slipped back into the traditional stock-taking methods.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, he kind of fell back into that old kind of game plan, got a little bit too antsy, started to play not as confident in his decision-making as soon as he lost his second stock. And that kind of sealed the deal.
And with that, we are going to be going to a little break soon enough. Yeah, as we are going to get an interview set up with Davey from the UT Arlington roster. So stay tuned for that, as EGFC will be back in just a couple minutes. Welcome back, everybody, to EGFC. We are here with UT Arlington's Davey, that PT from earlier. How you doing, Davey?
Hi, I'm doing pretty good.
Hey, good to hear it. And honestly, congrats on your first win in EGF. I know it was kind of rocky getting you in here in the spring split, but hey, you all showed your stuff. And the first thing I want to ask is, you're actually our first Texan team in here, to the best of my knowledge. I hope I don't have someone coming at me. I know Texas is an extremely strong region in the collegiate scene. I know UT Arlington very strong in EGF, and I know UT Austin just won a big collegiate smash thing. So, like, I wanted to ask, what are your thoughts on the region you're coming up in?
I think the Texas region in collegiate is like the strongest in the world. UTD is insane. We're crazy too. UT is really good. UH is really good. I think just those 4 schools specifically are just really above the rest.
Hey, that's good to hear you shouting it out. And like, again, we don't really know that much about Texas, so it's good to hear it from your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can really dive into the individual game plans of just how each player really came out and near dominated, and if not for some technical mishaps, this would have been a clean sweep. Is there a theory behind your roster and your order? Or are you just so, like, are each player as good as the last?
There are a few that are stronger than the rest, but I think we're all pretty close. We just throw people out for the most part. There's really no rhyme or reason behind it.
Hey,
sometimes you gotta appreciate the confidence, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we just ask, like, who wants to play right now? Like, someone volunteers, just send them up.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. And so, are you all playing? Like, are you all playing on the same Switch? Like, are you all in the room together?
Army and Curry are brothers, so they're playing together at home. But for the rest of us, we're separate.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, makes sense. Do you practice together in person then?
Yeah, we try to whenever we can, but it's been a bit difficult with all the quarantine and stuff.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're giving it a shot, and obviously stay safe. That's why we're doing virtual leagues in the first place. But yeah, good to hear it.
Yeah, so we had a little, I mean, we touched on it with that practice regimen. Do you have any sort of daily routines that you like to do between the 5 of you, whether it just be getting games in or looking for specific matchups with any secondaries either of you may have?
Not really. Our specific team, we kind of pride ourselves in the fact that a lot of us don't play at all. I think that it does wonders to take breaks, just to not play, and whenever you do play, you have a fresh mind.
Yeah, I can see, you know what?
Honestly, I get it.
True.
I vouch for that.
Oh yeah, because I've tried playing for days and days, and eventually I just get exhausted. So we just play every now and then for the most part.
Hey,
combat
honestly,
that burnout.
It's working. I'm not going to argue with it. And with that, I am going to start wrapping this up. But I do want to ask, in general, do you know anything about the other teams in EGF? I know you came in very recently.
Yeah. So honestly, we did not intend to participate in this. I just found out today that we were, and we're gonna stick it out, and we're happy to be here. I have looked at the other teams a little bit. I'm a bit scared of Mississippi, and that's about it.
Okay, well, Mississippi, you got Arlington coming to you. But for now, Davey, thank you so much for your time, and I can't wait to see more of UT Arlington as we go forward.
All right, yeah, awesome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. And with that, we're just going to close out for a little break, but don't go anywhere. We still got 2 more matches tonight. So stay tuned. EGFC will be back soon enough.